Okay, I'm sufficiently warmed up. What's up, guys? My name's Nebby, and I am a Dudley player. I've been playing Street Fighter for many years, but I'm more of a defensive player. And I picked up Dudley to teach myself to not be afraid to press buttons, and learn to do the advanced techniques that come with Street Fighter 4. The way that I kind of go about it is I really feel like Dudley is a super versatile character if you want to learn the game and you want to learn to get in. If you want to play Keep Out, this isn't your character. There's no reason to play Keep Out with Dudley. He lacks footsies, or he has limited footsies. You know, I should probably actually take a step back and I'll explain some more things. So give me 1 second. I'm going to pull up the chat so I can talk to you guys if you have any questions directly to me. So give me 1 second. And let me just pop this out. Take a step back and I'll explain. Pop out. Just 1 second. Okay. So, chat is up. If you have any questions, I will now see them. So, I guess let's take it from the beginning. Dudley is a all-punch character. He does not use his legs. He has a couple of things that are unique about him, and we'll go over those in a second. But so let's talk about Dudley. His normals. So his jab is amazing. This is a 3-frame jab, and everything links to it, or links from it, I should say. Like, you can do ridiculous things. You can do, like, it's pretty ridiculous, the amount of stuff that you can get away with it. It's very quick, and it goes out alright. Now, there's a full warning that comes with it. Forward and jab is a unique normal. This normal is called slipping jab, and it is worthless. I have not found a use for it. You can see, if you'll see this, look at the background. You'll see like it shifts just slightly. You can't do anything off of this, really. Like, it's just, I feel like it's a hindrance, because it takes away from the real one that you want. Because you can chain into it, but you can't do anything out of it. You can't link it to anything. So it's a little bit annoying. Honestly, it's one of the things I hope they take out. Next we got medium punch. Good range. Comes out a little bit slower, but cancelable, just like jab. It has a unique normal, which is Gut Buster. It's good for stuffing. It's good for like counter hit stuff. So like, if they're doing like, or you know, stuff like that, you can kind of use it to kind of play a little bit of footsies, I guess. You can kind of just poke back at them, but it's a little bit tricky. Obviously, you see it's outside of certain ranges, so it's kind of like a counter hit tool. It's like, I think they're gonna stick out a normal, so you can just kind of try to use it. I don't know. I don't like it that much. It's kind of weird, to be honest. But you can get creative, find some sort of use for it. Stick it out at the end of a string if you think they're gonna poke immediately. Maybe bait something out. You'll see. Try some ideas. It's not the best. Then there's Fierce. Fierce is awesome. It hits kind of pretty far away. It's for good damage. It also has a variant, Forward Fierce. Forward Fierce scoots it just a little bit forward. On counter hit, I think you can combo Forward Fierce to Fierce. So where it's timing's tight. Pretty sure you can do it though. I've done it before. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that you. I've done it before. It's pretty difficult, but it's possible. At least on counter hit, it's pretty ridiculous. So it's a good move. You're getting counter hits off of it, but it's a good tool. You can use it to kind of end off strings if you know that you're not really going to hit it. Maybe you're not confident. You think it's outside of roundhouse range. You're like, I can at least link to it. So maybe if you're trying to squeeze in that last bit of damage, it is possible to do it that way. Dudley, I would say, is not beginner friendly, but Dudley has certain things that are very advantageous to him when it comes to fighting certain matchups. So, for instance, and I'll get into that with his special moves in a second. He's a good character if you want to learn how to plink. If you want to learn how to get into the advanced parts of Street Fighter, he's a very good character because he's going to teach you chains. He's going to teach you option selects. He's going to teach you plinking, stuff like that. He's going to teach you how to link properly. He's going to teach you how to play the Okazemi game, which is after they get knocked down, making them try to guess on wake up. He does the most damage in the game, and he's very limited in the options of defensive kind of play, but he's going to teach you to go in, and he's going to teach you how to go in hard, and teach you how to press buttons, but press buttons smartly. So there's it's Fierce, which is good. And then there is his Stand Short, which is kind of weird. I use it to start up his target combo. I'll get into target combos in a second. But it's pretty neat. This is going to be your crouching short is going to be your primary tool whenever you want to catch them standing. And you want to hit them low. You can catch them low, and then link to the roundhouse, and then kind of go from there. So that's kind of what that's there for. It's also, you can also go, if that wants to come out, you can kind of take it from that and then get into crouching short to crouching jab, stand jab, or just go straight to stand jab. But you can link from that. You can link from crouching short into jabs. It's a bit of a little bit of timing that you're gonna have to learn. But once you kind of get it, it's the same with the rest of it. Kind of once you understand the timing of that, you'll understand the rest of it. I prefer to go into roundhouse as early as possible, and I'll get to roundhouse in a second. But okay, so you have, and this doesn't have a unique normal. Now, Dudley's stand forward is a great anti-air. His forward is what they refer to as kidney blow. In third strike, this was special cancelable. It is no longer. Except for that. I think I just linked that. Perfect. But in third strike, it's special cancelable. It's pretty nice. This one, not so much. This is the anti-air. You can kind of throw it in weird places. It's not special cancelable though, so you don't want to really throw this at the end of strings. Yeah, you can do it, but it's like, what's the point? See? So it is possible. It's just there's no point in doing it, at least in my opinion. Unless you can kind of bridge your way into something else. So there's nothing that I'm thinking that's going to link off of it, so regardless, it's a good anti-air. This is his only decent sweep. It comes out kind of slow, but it's a sweep. You got to use it at some point, right? I'd mostly recommend doing it from this far away for counter hits. So if he's doing crouching forward, you can just do that, counter hit. You get the sweep, and you get to come in and play the OP game. But other than that, that's pretty sweet. And then we have
let's get started.
roundhouse, my favorite move. Roundhouse is awesome. It does good damage, not the best, but you're not trying to do this for the damage. I mean, Fierce does more, sure, but you can't cancel off of Fierce, right? Roundhouse does 80, and you can cancel off of it. So it's pretty ridiculous. And I want to get to why roundhouse is important in a second. And then you have the unique normal overhead, which can be linked back into roundhouse, which is if you plink it correctly, a 2-frame link. And I'm going to explain plinking in a second, because it's integral for Dudley. Of course. There you go. So, these are his normals. Jab special cancelable, strong is special cancelable, fierce is not. Short is, forward isn't, roundhouse is. So, and these apply for the ground as well. Sweep, of course, and except for roundhouse. But you're gonna be linking other stuff too, so it's cool. Let me explain his specials. His specials are machine gun blow, medium machine gun blow, and heavy machine gun blow. And then there's EX, which is what you're gonna spend your butter on.
Let's get started.
You want to spend your butter on that because it gets you the knockdown, so you can go to Okazemi, you can, do great stuff, whatever. There's a bunch of stuff you can do. You want the knockdown with Dudley. At least I want the knockdown with Dudley. It makes it a lot more fun to kind of put them on their toes, or build them towards stun. Because once they get knocked down, you get to play the game of, okay, if I guess overhead, I want to take you for another ride, and just kind of go from it again. If you're questioning whether or not a string is actually going to hit, and you think you might drop it, you can do like machine gun blow. It's +2. It's +2 even on block. So it's kind of safe. And then you can just backdash out. Be careful you don't backdash every time, because they're gonna guess it and you're gonna get bodied. And then you can just kind of go in. So the cool thing about Dudley is he can also do things like short swing blow, which is to bait throws and attacks. It's a cool move. Each one goes a little bit further out. Right now it's not throw invincible. It will be in Ultra, but you know, you can still get away with still gimmicks and stuff. So if you think the guy's mashing, you know, you can put that out there and kind of go from there. Then there's this DP, which is Terabad. You can do fun stuff like this, which is okay. I mean, I'm not going to complain, but it doesn't link off of that, for instance. It doesn't work properly for that, but if you do it raw, it'll work. Or in the corner. So it's interesting. He has also ducking, which goes into upper, which is a 2-hit, breaks focus attacks, obviously, and then he has each one just covers different distances. So right, and then he has the straight versions. It's the same deal. EX ducking is something interesting. So say I put him up in the air, you can do EX straight. You know, pop them up a little bit. So it's kind of neat. So there's that. And then you can do like a machine gun blow after it if you really want in the corner. There's his ducking and cross counter. You can take the hit, it'll counter hit him back. I'll just show you real quick. Doesn't work against projectiles.
Who will emerge a champion? Fight! It's the battle of the century! Fight!
Ooh. So you can do cool things like, whoops, and then you can combo that into Ultra. Let's see what I can do it here. Doesn't want to let me. As you can see, it still combos it, even mid-screen, just a little bit, which you probably prefer to do this in the corner, because it'll hit more. And then there is Thunderbolt. I don't like this move, but it's a tool in his arsenal, and you can use it. It is FADCable. But as you can see, but I don't like the move. It's only good for catching them if they're in the corner and you think they're going to jump back, catch them with this, or if you think, you know, I can get away with chipping them out. And that's about it. Yeah. There's that, and then ducking, and then up, and then thunderbolt. Yeah, that's it. So let's get to why Dudley is good. He does amazing damage, but he'll teach you how to press buttons and not just play keep away. If you want to learn to be aggressive, Dudley's great. So that being said, I think I know why all my frames are dropping. That'll probably help. So, all this being said, let's talk about his... Oh, just briefly, I guess. This is good jump in. This crosses up in the corner sometimes. And his focus attack is awesome. If you want to mix him up, hit him with this. Go for some mix-ups, right? So there's that. So let's talk about his Ultra. Well, let's talk about special first. Special's pretty much Shinku Hadouken. Shinku Shoryuken from Ken. But it's interesting. So what we have is those are his specials. What we're looking at now is his Ultra. You can combo into this. You won't get the cinematic for comboing into it, but it's still going to give you damage. That's what you want, right? So, in the corner, boom. So, if it looks like he's about to get out of it, if he looks like he's about to fall out of it, you're doing it right. So, let's talk about so what we're looking at is a character that can do tons of rushing down. You're seeing me do all these duckings and stuff, right? This stuff can be used for mixing up people. This stuff can be used for getting in. Mostly it's used for pressure and bullying people. So let me explain what a link is. So you're seeing how I'm doing jab, jab, strong. You see how when I hit that, in the inputs it stacks really funny? See how that is? See how there's like a yellow, a blue, then a yellow? It's a plink. So plinking is being able to stack or squeeze in another move into here to create more damage, or to get to a move that's, you know, has more advantageous properties, like roundhouse, for instance. I mean, you're getting 60 off of a strong. You'd rather get 80 off of a roundhouse, right? There you go. So that's how you do it. And then you cancel that into more damage. So what I'd recommend, the best way to think about plinking, look at the inputs on the screen for how I'm putting it in. See how they just barely, like how just barely the roundhouse is quicker than the forward? That's how you plink. That's how you know you're plinking. And it sounds like there's just a fraction of a second between the initial, the heavy one, the heavier between the two buttons, and this will work for everything. So that's the cool thing about Dudley, is that everything links, and then you get to do awesome stuff. So this is really good. You've been seeing me do Dudley combos all over the place, but oh yeah, let me go over target combos before I go over actual more combos. He has this as a target combo, this as a target combo, this is a target combo, this is a target combo, that's this is a target combo, that's a target combo. I mean, he's got a bunch of them, and they do good damage. Like, it's not like they're slashing on that. However, you cannot cancel out of these, but you can link into them, which is interesting. So, for instance, see how I linked into that? See how I linked into that? So you can do interesting things. So if you catch him standing, you're really close. Why don't you just go for that short right after? You can go for the target combo, or you can just go, you know, be creative. If you catch him doing one thing, do the other, right? So now there's one reason why I like Dudley a lot, and that's because he can use ducking to get in. If you notice online, you will be fighting god-awful amounts of Ryus and Akumas, and they don't play the game how it should be played. They don't want to bother learning the technical stuff. They don't want to learn links. They don't want to learn plinks. They just want to get in, stay away, create damage, frustrate people. There's a lot of trolls. This being said, Dudley, I feel, is a good solution for guys who like to throw fireballs a lot. So, and I'll show you with two things. There's his ducking is actually really, really good. And EX ducking is upper body invincible. So if you're even in a bad predicament, you can get away with it. So let me just show you normal fireball, right? I can duck that. I can get in. And he's in shit now. Look where he is. He's in the corner. Get bodied. Now, there's more stuff that you can do too. So, he throws that, you body him for free. That's a free ultra. There's nothing he can do about that. He has, and once he starts doing that, once he starts recognizing that it's in that range, it would be in his best interest to stop doing that. So, and this can be done from about half screen. So once you see it come out, go in. Go ham, go nuts, enjoy it. Because it does poodles of damage. And if you're fighting an Akuma, 500 is a lot of damage. So let's see what's the distance of it. I'm going to do it full screen. So it goes about half screen. So I see it coming. You can even stuff it. You can get on counter hit. Good to go. Dudley's good against guys who like to press buttons too. So let's say we do jump back fireball. My favorite thing in the world. This drives me nuts. Drives me absolutely nuts. I hate jump back fireball. If you do this, please stop doing this. This is the scrubbiest thing in the world, and it's really annoying. See, I can go straight through that. For Dudley, you have no reason to duck. Ever. Do not... Well, no reason to jump, I'm sorry. Do not jump. Why are you going to jump? Why are you going to give him the satisfaction of you jumping? There's nothing you can do in the air. Dudley's ass in the air. I mean, cool, you can do, like, a way sick jump-in, or, like, cool jump-ins like this, like... But, so what? That doesn't matter. You can't do anything to him there. His DPs are garbage. You cannot DP through anything. There is no point. If he's gonna jump back and fireball, focus through that shit. If you absolutely have to, don't even, but look at that. You can just do this. It's not like it's just for single fireballs. You can do this for doubles.
Let's get started. Fight!
So, let's throw in doubles. Ah. Okay. There he goes. So you can... You should try, if you throw in it from this angle, you should try to use EX to get in, if you really want to. You have to time it right, it's tricky, but you can do it. There he is. So you can do it, if you really want to go in, if you really don't feel comfortable with what they're putting out on the screen, just use EX to get in. But you can get away with the same results here. So you might have to do a little walking. But once you see that fireball right in front of you, just do heavy ducking and you'll get in. Yeah, even Ultra is landing, yeah. You're right, you can do that. So, there's a lot of stuff you can do with this guy. But this guy is really good. He's no Cody, but you can do frame traps with him. I cannot tell you how dumb it is when people literally don't stop to do anything to this. No DPs, nothing. This is not anything. This is nothing. And for some reason, people don't do anything about it. Because they get afraid. If you put the fear in them, for whatever reason, they don't block that, and I don't know why. Like, this is nothing. This really is nothing. You can DP out of it, you can do whatever you want. But for whatever reason, once people see that, people just freak out. But you can get in with some good stuff. But I mean, the coolest thing about Dudley is like it feels like I'm playing Cross Tekken and I'm playing 4 because everything links. That's my favorite part about this character. And you can style on people and make it look good. So you can go oh, I'm just freestyling right now. Like I'm just thinking, oh, I know I can link. This is how you this is how I get in the training room. I get in here, I'm like, well, I saw Smug do something. Why don't I try this? Oh, look, that works. And because it's off of jab, everything links off of jab, which is retarded. Let's do a target combo. What? How? Like, it's so good. It's really ridiculous. Link to roundhouse, big damage. Like, you can get really creative with this guy. You can create good mix-ups. If you don't botch him, like I do. Ah. So you can do that. That's basic. That's day 1. You can do, and then just because they think something else is coming, TP them. Just train them. You know. There is a cool guy on YouTube, Mr. Kimikon. One of the best Dudleys I think that's out there in Europe. Smug is Pie Smug, New York guys that came out recently. I'd never heard of them before. A couple weeks ago, since I saw that Dudley versus Saget expedition, which was really good. I mean, apart from those two, and then there's MXJP, whatever. He's good. I don't care for him that much. Can't think of anybody else off the top of my head. Marn his ass. Don't watch Marn. Guy's terrible. So that links. That's stupid. So there's a bunch of stuff that you can do with him. Just try to get creative, you know? There's a bunch of stuff that's here for this character. He's just underexplored. Yeah, no, you're definitely right. Max damage is very fun, but he looks good doing it too. So these guys get a little bit nuts, trying to do craziness, but I'm a very playing Dudley. My mentality is a lot of resets. Try to play footsies as best as you can. You're ill-equipped. Thank you, Capcom. But hopefully they fix that. Max damage is Dudley's game, and third strike, it was more about his Oki, where you can kind of figure it out where they're going. If you knew what their tendency were, you can body them for free. This game not so much, since everything has an invincible backdash, right? It's a nightmare. But Dudley's awesome. Just takes some time to get used to him. Try to play him in arcade mode first, so you can actually practice on a moving target. So I guess let's talk Honda as well. So I am not a Honda player, necessarily. I live out in Texas, and I recently went out to Austin, and I met and played against Fubarduck, and it was very enlightening. He really made the game really cool, really, seem a lot of fun for me, and he does not mess around. I played 40 games with this guy. I lost 90% of them. He feels like Vortex character is extremely strong in the game, and I agree with him. But I also felt like this game and a lot of other fighting games reward people being a little bit too random. And I like to I study frame data. I like to plan out my strategy, and I like to do it. But I kept losing to people that I felt were too random, or pressed too many buttons, or were overly aggressive, or didn't really, I don't feel like, really understand the game, or didn't really play it how it's meant to be played. I feel like it's a terrible way of looking at it, and I feel like Seth Killian would yell at me for saying it that way, but it's my perspective, unfortunately. But what I tried to talk to Fubarduck about it, he said when he was in Japan, he knew there were two kinds of people. There were people like me who study the game and love it for like the math equation that it is, I guess. And then there's other people who are a bit more nuts. The difference between you could look at it a difference between lifestyles. I go to school, I work my 9 to 5s, I work hard, and I make a decent living. The other guys are the Randys who just threw all their money on a lotto ticket and won, and make more money than me when I went to college and worked hard. What's the difference? The difference is they took risks. And that is the only difference between us and them, right? Is they took that risk, they were willing to bet more on something. And when I kind of talked to Fubarduck about this, I said, I really don't like doing that. I feel like sometimes I just need to slow down the pace to what I want. And he said, well, why don't you just play Honda? And I said, why don't I just play Honda? So, picked up Honda. This character is really basic. I feel like original ST characters, minus Cammy and Akuma, aren't the best in this game. I feel like they have a lot of problems, but if you're someone who wants to learn fundamentals and play the game how back to basics, I think that Honda's a great character once you get past a couple initial barriers. So for me, you guys were seeing I can do a lot of links and crazy dumb stuff, but I'd never been able to do hands. He's pretty ridiculous when it comes to hands. It takes 5 inputs, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, to do it, and EX is like if you press 2 at the same time. I honestly have such a bad right hand as far as like when it comes to being fast with this. I considered playing Mexican style, and for those of you who don't know Mexican style, this is how Seth Killian played, where he literally, you know how you would have your hands like this on the stick? He would cross his hands like that. So you'd be playing cross-handed, just so that way, because my left hand, I'm a guitar player, so it's a lot easier to move my fingers, right? Versus this, where you do that. So that's my excuse, I guess. So I considered doing Mexican for a while, because look how much better that comes out versus the other one, which I've had to force myself to learn, and I'm inconsistent with it, and my hand gets tired eventually. So, I guess I'll go over the basics of Honda, at least to my perspective. I'm not a Honda player. I'm just going to say what I've learned and what I've kind of read and come to understand from watching a lot of Mike Ross. So,
The battle has begun. Fight!
what I've learned is Honda's kind of ass, but Honda's kind of awesome. Because you can go from jab to hands and do buku-doodles of damage. It's ridiculous to do something off of a jab confirm. He has a command grab, which is pretty dope. If you can like trick someone to be like, oh, I'm doing hands, FADC grab. Pretty neat. He also has gimmicks. Yeah, that's dumb. He can, so pretty much he wants to show off his panties, but you can kind of do stuff like this, and then train them to be like, oh, the overhead's coming, right? Which is completely ass. This takes way too long to come down, but if they see that coming, you know, maybe if you train them, maybe you get off one of those. I mean, they'll win a round with it, you know. But you can link stuff. He has like some close normals, unique normals. Can't really do much from there. God, my hands are bad. Yeah, I can't do hands from that. Can't do it from that either. So, guess you can link to it maybe. But whatever. It's a lot of dumb shit, to be honest with this guy, because you just get put into the corner. You just wait for them to jump at you, and then you'll win. He doesn't build meter the best, but I mean, for what it's worth, the damage. Ah, can't link it. There you go. 200! 225 off that is ridiculous, but here, turbo this. That's pretty ridiculous. You just gotta. His jab is as long as his medium punch poke, so just use his jab, and then just if it hits buffer hands, good, you win. It's pretty dumb. This actually hits low. That's awesome, and that damage is ridiculous. This move is dumb. If you're not using this move, use it. It's amazing. And then throw it in at the end of your hands. It's like this character's brain dead. If you can just, all you have to do with Honda is wait. It's the complete opposite of Dudley. Just wait. Let them hang themselves. They're gonna do something risky. If you're worried about them pressing a button, if you're trying to bait something, just do it. Just do it. It's so dumb. Like, you just wait for them to mess up, wait for them to hang themselves, and then you nail them. It's pretty ridiculous. He's got a really good cross-up. So that's pretty godlike. His chop. Oh my god. Pork chop? This is ridiculous. It's a $1.20. Oh, nope, it's 80. That's a $1.20. That's 80. Like, look at this range. And look how it comes. It comes from right above, right? They jump in at you, judo chop their asses.
It's the battle of the century. Fight! The battle has begun. Fight!
Right? Even the far jump-ins. Look at this. Even close jump-ins you have that. This is pretty ridiculous. If they go mad deep, there might be a problem. But even then, if they go mad deep, but are you gonna get out the situation? And then distance, just chop. Fierce is the answer to all your problems. This is pretty dumb. And that. Oh my god, that. You see them jump in at you early? Just do it. It's gonna work. It's a $1.40. It's nothing to complain. But, like, this character's got a lot of damage. And he has a lot of health. So once you get life lead, sit on it. That's it. That's all you gotta do. 'Cause you have more health than this guy. And it will annoy the crap out of them. So this is the different kind of lame, I guess you could say. It's go in there, earn it, and then chill out. And then let them come to you, and let them hang themselves. Just answer with EX Headbutt for a lot of stuff. EX Headbutt isn't the answer to everything, but it helps a lot. Especially with jump-ins. Fierce works really well if you don't have meter. Just build meter by whiffing Ocho. There you go. Don't use his freaking butt splash unless you think it'll actually hit for the mix-up. Because that ain't a good move. So I would show you guys me getting bodied, but it's really ugly. I thought Xbox Live was bad. PC has more spammers than I can imagine. Thank you, Steam, so much. But tell you what, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and catch dinner. I think it's about 6 over here. I still got calculus and stuff that I got to do. So why don't you guys put your names in the chat, and I might hit you guys up for some games if you're on PC. Also, please follow me. I'll be streaming a lot more Street Fighter, and I'll be trying to put some stuff together. If I manage to get you guys on there, I'll try to hit you guys up. We'll play a couple matches, and I'll stream that out. So I also have Twitter too. I kind of use that. Pretty much I just use that for letting y'all know when I'm streaming. So more than happy to play you guys in some games. And I guess we'll see you guys in a bit.